It's time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 SJPorr Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Cake Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
Clements Homebrew coming at you with another 2016 SJPorr Challenge beer review. All right, this time we have the 87Z-84D-34U, and this one is an American Sour Session Ale at 4% ABV. So let's give this one a try. All right, let's get the pour on this. As always, I'm gonna leave the last little bit in. Wow, that's a really pretty color though, look at that. No head whatsoever. Bubbles rising up though. This is very yellow gold in color. I mean, it's just a beautiful gold color. I'm sure you can tell. But no head, just bubbles. Let's get the nose. Oh baby, that's a sour ale for sure. Right off the top, I want to say you get a light sweetness, maybe just the lightest bit of funk and some lemon. Yeah, it's a really inviting scent for me, at least as far as sours go. Like I said, a light lemon. I almost feel like I got a hint of some apricot on there. You definitely get that barnyard and hay grass aromas going on it. Just a little bit of sweetness going on. You know, I'm sure there's a few other aromas. I'm going to take a little time with this, make some notes, and I'll be back. You know, there's a little something else in there. I can't quite get the description, or my brain's not connecting as to what it is. So we're going to jump in. Cheers. That's fun. There's more carbonation to this than you realize. It doesn't seem like there's any left, but there is a little bit in there. It's very fine. But man, this has some serious pucker. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, you could have whistled Dixie after this for sure. Those descriptions I gave earlier though are largely still there, but maybe with a few extra things. I definitely still get a hint, just a hint of the apricot, but I get a lot of the lemon on there. Big time, and it is very tart. There's just a very light sweetness and a large tartness to it. And rather than per se, woo, pucker up, the funk that I would have described before, I'm getting that, what do they call that, horse blanket? Yeah, I'm getting that kind of like horse blanket taste. Not so much the hay grass, but the horse blanket. Wow! This is a big pucker-upper. It's fun though, but wow. This one kind of, for me personally, I do like sours, but I like sweet and sours. This has got some sweetness, but it's much more on the very tart side of sour. So it's just pushing right to the edge of my my range when it comes to sours. It's interesting that the carbonation's so fine. I swirl it and I can see the bubbles rising up. I mean, as far as how the carbonation is done, it's just beautiful. All right, so for this type of beer, there's a few things we want to do. First of all, we want to give it a little bit of time. And I've done that. One is because you want to allow your palate to adjust to a sour, particularly when it's very tart like this. And as your palate adjusts, it becomes more palatable, so to say. And it's becoming more palatable. It's a fun beer. You really gotta love your very tart sours though. The other thing that was interesting, as I said, was very, very fine bubbles on this. So it was actually a moderate carbonation. Even though you didn't see the head, you continued to get carbonation as you're tasting. It's just very soft, very fine. So that part's really well done, I have to say. Then the other thing is, whenever I do a beer like this, the one thing I do want to do is come back to the bottom and pour it in, because there's always going to be some little extra stuff. And so, pardon me, see, carbonation. So I wanted to go ahead and mix that in and see what happens. So of course it's not quite as clear as it was before, but let's see what happens to the nose and the taste. Well, it softened it a little bit. I don't want to say it brought in new flavors, but it's more soft, actually. And I feel like I get a little more fruit. I couldn't tell you exactly what it is, so cheers. Wow, so now I kind of wonder if I wished I'd put that in at the very beginning. It's still very tart, but it's not quite as sharp, and it's a little bit almost, I want to say there's like a pithy taste, like a lemon pithiness. I think that's a really, woohoo, and it's got some kick still. But now I got lemon pithiness on top of it. So I'm going to have fun rating this one. Here it is again. It is the 87Z-84D-34U. It's an American sour session ale. Cheers to you, and we'll catch you on the next beer review.